Where is the minority leader? No, you know, he keeps reminding us of donation. So, it's a nominee from Lagos, Lagos State. Distinguished Mamora was a one-time principal officer of the Senate. On behalf of our colleagues, I want to welcome you to where you held sway for many years. I want to also request you to give us any additional information about yourself that you think you need to highlight as provided in your CV or indeed omitted. But it's also an opportunity for you to say whatever you want to say to your colleagues. Once again, you are welcome. You can address this.
Of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Ahmed Lawan, distinguished Deputy Senate President of the Senate, Senator Omagege, principal officers of the Senate, distinguished senators, I am profoundly honored to stand before you this afternoon through the grace of God and the benevolence of President Muhammadu Buhari. I'm a medical practitioner by profession and a politician by vocation. You will have seen in my CV what it's been like so far about me. Naturally and expectedly, stepping into these chambers this afternoon, I had a feeling of nostalgia, having been privileged to sojourn in these hallowed chambers for 8 years. Of course, coming from the background of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and while in the Senate here, I was also privileged to be a member of the ECOWAS Parliament. While here, through the grace of God, I was able to make my modest contributions to nation building of our dear country. And on leaving the Senate in 2011, I was privileged to have been appointed by our president, then retired General Muhammadu Buhari, as the Deputy Director General of the campaign, presidential campaign, in 2015. And in 2019, I was also privileged to have been returned in the same capacity. And currently, I serve as the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the National Inland Waterways Authority. I want to thank Mr. President for nominating me as a candidate for the office of the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm happy, I'm grateful to all of you for the opportunity to stand before you this afternoon. I think I will stop there for now. Thank you very much.
Abia South. Let's say that our own Mamora is here with us. And we're very glad that finally they have recognized who you are. We know what you went through. You sat on this seat and did very well. And they used local materials to localize you. You didn't give up.
Thank you. Correct.
Minority Leader, Minority Leader, you are expected to speak on behalf of the Senate. I will therefore advise that you very strictly adhere to that norm. Thank you. You may continue.
You don't need to openly show your hand.
Thank you, Mr. President. I may have misspoke. All I wanted to say was that local considerations dwarfed national consideration.
Very correct. Very correct. Very correct. Very correct. Very correct.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Made by God.
Senator,
Good thinking, good product.
Point of order, Senator Adetumbi.
Mr. President,
Go to your seat.
Mr. President, I stand on order 53-4.
53-4.
A senator must confine his observations to the subject under discussion. I may not introduce matter irrelevant thereunto.
Down on the wall.
Mr. President, the senator on the floor should restrict himself to the subject under discussion.
Well guided.
No, I have to rule. Minority Leader, please confine yourself to the matter under discussion. Senator Olubimi Adetumbi, you are perfectly in order, and your order is sustained.
Senator Mamora is our very good friend and is my neighbor. And I can say this for him. We know of a situation where senators left here were offered positions that a senator shouldn't take, and they took. But Senator Mamora was offered position and he rejected it because he looked at each and every one of us and said, if I take that position, it will demean this Senate. So this Senate thanks you for keeping to that. And therefore, I have absolutely, on behalf of the minority, on behalf of the minority, sir, to say that on behalf of this Senate, we see you as an ambassador to the villa, for which you will be able to school those who do not understand the interaction that is needed between the White House over here and the villa over there. We know you will do that because you have been a quintessential legislator in this chamber.
Made by God.
And we thank you and we wish you well. And we have, on behalf of all of us, to say that you can now bow and go, and congratulations.
Senate Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, I would like to, first of all, extend my gratitude to my colleague, Sen Abaribe, for his very sharp wits and his hilarious jibes, for which this chamber, has been very hilarious and entertaining, to this chamber. But I think let's go back to issues of substance and decorum. On behalf of the entire membership of this Senate, I wish to recognize a man of excellence that is standing before us. Somebody who has accumulated a lot of knowledge and experience, both in professional and political fields. Dr. Mamora is a medical doctor, but he's a person who has performed excellently in the political space. Both, I heard his name when he was Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, from where he graduated to the Senate and spent 2 terms in the Senate and rendered a lot of service to the Senate before some of us even thought we would even graduate and come to this highly respected institution. Senator Mamora, we are very grateful. And this Senate would not have been what it is without the enormous work that you people have done from 2003 through to 2011. Particularly, I will recall, for some of us who were at that time in the Federal Civil Service, we recall the kind of fights that you people have conducted to give the National Assembly the kind of independence and the kind of recognition that all of us are enjoying today. Thanks to the tenacity and the presence of mind and the sense of purpose that have led us to this point, that now we have a Senate, that now we are saying, look, the Senate has now come to stay, the National Assembly has now come to stay, we are a well-recognized institution. Now we are talking about what value can we add to the rest of Nigeria. We think we have come to stay, and every institution we have been institutionalized. We thank to a lot of work and a lot of the contributions that people like you have made, to the stature and the presence of the National Assembly. You can look at his CV, you can see the membership of committees that he served, both within the Senate and also in interparliamentary affairs in Africa and around the world. With this record of excellence, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I will recommend and urge our distinguished members to please commend Senator Mamora to bow and depart from this channel. I so recommend. The Lagos caucus, is unanimous, in support of this particular nomination. I so recommend, Mr. President.
Lagos 2-0.
Thank you very much, Senate Leader and the Minority Leader. The distinguished colleagues, I cannot, resist the temptation to say something about Senator Mamora. Senator Mamora has been one of those senators who were here and who, after they left this chamber, continued to be very good ambassadors of the National Assembly. We have seen him in action, explaining what the National Assembly and the Parliament is. And that is one issue that we have to continue to do because we are not properly understood. So I will urge you on behalf of my colleagues that you continue with this very good and rewarding ambassadorial role that we have been doing since we left in 2011. For us, when we came here in 2007, we were very young, possibly even hot-headed. We learned a lot from you. You have contributed immensely in our induction programs for new members of the National Assembly. Now you have another big role to play. In the Federal Executive Council, not many of the FEC members would have legislative experience. And those who don't have that experience, many of them don't understand what we are supposed to do or how we are supposed to operate and work with them. So we'll urge you to continue with this ambassadorial role in the Federal Executive Council, that we are prepared, we are with those in favor that he takes a bow and leave, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You can take a bow and go.